For today's shave, we're going to be using PAA's Atomic Age Bay Rum and the vintage Gillette Faboy. Stick around. Well, so happy Friday Eve to all you wet shavers and any of you who just happen to like watching this channel. It's John here, another Cutting with Kern show, episode, whatever, shave. Kind of fumbling through my words today. I was just kind of shaking off a migraine a little while ago, so bear with me here. But seeing as how the head was bugging the hell out of me, but I know I needed to get a shave in, I'm going to go with a DE shave today, and I'm going to be using my Gillette Faboy. This is an E2, which is from 1959. I said in a previous video, it's just kind of sentimental to me because that's the year my mother was born. So, in this vintage Gillette Faboy, we are going to use a vintage Gillette blue blade. So, a friend of mine owns a secondhand store, thrift store, whatever you want to call it. It's called Great Finds Resale. That's what it is. Now, you can tell this thing is pretty old looking, but I'm sure that's by design. It's kind of the black, you can't hardly see it, but we're going to throw this in here. I've used one of these before, and from what I remember it was pretty aggressive, so I have this Faboy set on 4. So, we went over what we're using gear-wise. Today, the soap we're going to use is PAA's Atomic Age Bay Rum, and we do have the matching splash, okay, and then we're going to be using the PAA Phantom Aerolite 26mm brush that I just got a few weeks ago. So with all that being said, I'm going to wet down the face just a little bit and we'll get down to business. With it being a DE shave, this is probably going to go fairly quickly, and I probably won't take any breaks other than maybe right for the post shave, just to kind of clean things up. So, but people have asked me when they saw one of my videos before with this Atomic Age Bay Rum. I'm not a Bay Rum kind of guy, or I wasn't until I had got a sample of this and his pineapple Bay Rum. And the main thing that I found that I did not like in Bay Rum since before is clove. And the reason being, clove causes irritation to your skin. It has been known to, much like using cinnamon and some other natural spices. So, and the clove is kind of a way to cheat the scent a little bit. So, what Douglas does with these, and I'll link a video below to kind of demonstrate, but he's using the hydrosols from the bay leaf. Basically, he's, and I only know this because back in previous life I made shine, so it makes sense to me. But, so you take what's called biomass, your bay leaves, and you put them in a distilling flask with water, and then you start heating that up, and then you're basically extracting the essence from the bay leaf. So, and then that distills, goes through a coil condenser, and what comes out would be, you know, in my world, shine is fragrance or essential oils for his Bay Rum. And then what he does then is he ages this Bay Rum in casks, just like if you were making whiskey or something else. I'm telling you guys, this blade on this thing is still, on the setting 4, is aggressive. I am going to back this down to probably 3, just to alleviate any cause for irritation or anything else. Under most blades, I can sit there and rock a 6 or 7 with this Faboy, but these vintage Gillette blue blades are quite aggressive. So if you happen to get your hands on any, just know that I wouldn't recommend putting it in one of your more aggressive style razors. And I mean this is more aggressive in my opinion than a feather blade. And I at times thought feather was probably as aggressive as I'd want to go. So as far as the DE shave goes, I try not to buff over stuff too much. That's one of my biggest problems with DE shaving, or safety razor shaving, whatever you want to call it, is that I tend to go over stuff too much and irritate the skin, which is why safety razor shaving has worked, or why straight razor shaving has worked out so well for me. It's been a lot better for my skin, despite the fact that I still shave virtually, well, just about every day, with few exceptions. If I work, I shave, okay, point blank. But, and that's kind of an old habit dying hard of being in the military, and it's just kind of something that I do. So, and I am trying to salvage this stash and hopefully put some curls in it here shortly, but any which way. So, not bad for pass number 1. Like I said, I'm not shooting for any baby butt smooth or anything today. I'm just trying to take care of knocking the fuzz off, if you will. Looks like there's one spot. And then I am going to back this down to a 2, see if that's any better. So, oh wait, yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so re-wet the face, and we'll get back to business here. I'm hoping I didn't mess that up too bad. They're pretty even. I might have a little bit going out this way, but hopefully it didn't do any damage. I don't even think I touched it, to be honest, but any which way. Alright, so pass number 2. So, like I was saying though, Douglas does not use any clove in his bay rums. So for those of you who either A, tend to have reactions to bay rum scents, or B, just don't care for it because the clove kind of pushes things a little over the top, this is it's very pleasant, but and I think it stays more true to the whole bay rum concept. He has quite a few different variations of bay rum scents on his site, so I mean, I don't want to get too into all of them, but I mean, shoot, there's a Boomtown Bay Rum, which is kind of like, I'm guessing, what Doc Holliday might use, if you will. But, wait, what am I doing? I need to go against the grain. So, there's a Pineapple Bay Rum, coconut, I mean, you name it, he's probably got something for you on his site. Yeah, this 2 setting is a lot more enjoyable. That, like I said, starting with a 4 was pretty crazy gung-ho, but this isn't bad. Trying to stay away from the stash. Like I said, I'm not one to grow facial hair. This has kind of been something that's almost like nails on the chalkboard for me. But I've wanted to have a handlebar mustache for a long time, and I always go weak and hack it off. So I'm trying like hell. I believe I'm sitting on 3 weeks growth now for the mustache. So if I can leave it be, hoping by about the 3-month mark, I should be able to throw a decent curl in it. And I don't even know that I want to keep it after that, you know, very long. Just a matter of, just so I can say I did it type of thing, without lying to people. So do I need a third pass? Maybe on the cheeks. The neck. See, usually if I get the neck, I'm going to do that first and foremost. You know what? We'll get a little spot right here on the neck. I'm not saying you guys are in for a treat, but this is kind of why I don't ever do across the grain passes on the neck on camera, because it tends to take me a bit. And it also starts to look like I'm straight razor shaving, because usually it entails me kind of, well, here, we'll get rid of this, manipulating kind of, you know, like so, in order to straighten the skin out. So this is where a lot of the irritation tends to live. So I definitely don't want to push matters much. And I have been doing better at what Lather Me Whiskers will call J-hooks, where you'll kind of come up and, you know, I don't want to push it right now, but I don't know if I cut myself or not. So yeah, like I said, I don't do this on camera for this reason. It's usually pretty tedious. I'm just kind of doing it for tiny demonstration purposes, that it's not something I would normally do, because it usually takes me a while. So in between passes off camera, I usually will take care of this so that I'm not burning through people's time. But that wasn't too bad, especially since that blade is rather aggressive. I didn't have to get too crazy manipulating skin around. So we'll get the cheeks real quick, cheeks and chin, and then we'll be done. So yeah, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this scent. It's right up my alley now that I realize that there's, you know, I guess early on in my wet shaving journey, if you will, a bunch of people insisted, oh, you need to get some bay rum. Well, you know, the only exposure I really had to some bay rums was the Clubman aftershave, which I'm not quite a big fan of it. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people consider it a classic. It's just not right up my alley. And then, of course, Colonel Conk, which, not a fan of Colonel Conk. So, I did have some soaps, like bar soaps, from a company that made like bay rum, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like this. This stuff is a pure treat. And again, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't mess with the stash, so I will be kind of switching directions just out of fear of, you know, driving into it. I guess now that all that's done, I can put the cap back on. So, if you guys are considering, you know, that you want to try a bay rum scent, get on PAA's site. They sell dollar, I call them single use. You know, you might get a few uses out of them. Little sample aftershaves. I thought I had one sitting on top of my cabinet here, but I don't. So they're, you know, my kids, they're about yay big, okay? Maybe a little bit bigger. This is not one of them. This is my kid's ultrasonic pick, but, for his, mouthwash. But, about yay big, okay? And, which should be more than enough sample for you to kind of test it out and see if that's ballpark what you want. I got a few of them, and like I said, that's how I kind of gauge whether or not I'm gonna buy one of these, because despite the fact that you get a deal or a discount, if you buy both of these together, I think you save like $5 or $10. But to spend, you know, $40-ish on a set of soap and aftershave, you don't want to be shooting in the dark for that. You know, you'd kind of like an idea as to what you're getting into. So if you already have something in mind what you're getting, add a few of those samples to your order, and then your next order can be what you sampled previously. So, I mean, that's just my take. I'm sure you've heard this same spiel 100 times. So, you know, not to insult your intelligence or anything else. So, I'm going to rinse the face real quick. This is just an easier way of doing it, so that, you know, we're not breaking anymore. So, I'll do that real quickly. Thought I had another towel. I guess I'll just blot it with this. But yes, I mean, I think in my cabinet, den, collection, whatever you want to call it, I think PAA is probably what I have the most of. And part of that's just because of the fact that I can sample their stuff prior to and then get my hands on it. You know, for companies that do that, it's a real treat, because, you know, you're not investing a whole lot of money on a dud, if you will, something that's a bust. I mean, have I bought stuff from PAA that I didn't quite care for as much? Yes. I was able to trade that stuff with somebody who was after it, which was very fortunate for both of us. But for the most part, anything else that I've ordered from them, I've sampled prior to spending the money on the set, because I do like the CK6 sets just a little bit better than the CK1, especially for being a straight razor shaver. It tends to, I guess, just give me a little more protection, slickness, and everything else. So, like I said, that's just my take. You know, to each his own. I am going to throw on just a little Thayer's Witch Hazel prior to the aftershave, because for those of you who haven't used PAA's aftershaves, they do have a rather gracious alcohol content, and it will fire your skin up. You know, I mean, it's not going to irritate it, but it will let you know it was there, basically. So, any which way, give the stuff a shake. Now this one, thank goodness, this is not one of the newer bottle toppers. You see there's no plastic stopper, but what you do, I'm going to give this one more quick shake. What you do is you're going to put your finger over the top, turn it upside down, let it burp, and you've got enough to do neck and face and call it a day. So with the little one, sometimes I have to, the stopper I mean, sometimes I have to go back to it a few times. So this makes it nice. But any which way. So today we went with the Phantom Aerolite 26mm PAA brush, the Gillette Faboy with the vintage, I don't know where I put the label, oh well, vintage Gillette Blue Blade inside. And like I said, if you get one of these or happen to find them somewhere, dial it back if you're using an adjustable razor, because these are a very aggressive blade, in my opinion. More so than feathers, because I can set that on a 6 or a 7 with a feather and still be alright. That was a 2. I dialed it back to a 2. So, any which way. Not a bad shave. It took a little longer than I thought I would, but any which way, I tried to be at least a little informative to you guys. I really like this stuff. I think it's a a hell of a amazing scent. And like I said, I will link below how he makes this stuff so that you understand the difference in the process, because I think it is very informative. You know, I would be reading a page half a mile long if I were to give you all the nuts and bolts as to how he does this, and I think he just explains it so much better. So like I said, I'll link his stuff in the description below, as well as the product link for the Atomic Age Bay Rum. By the way, he does have a really cool rum jug if you want the flashier aftershave set. I mean, it'll cost you a few more bucks, but you know, it's got a cool cork top. I just know, number one, I don't have space for it, and number two, I'm sure that I would find a way to break it. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I do mean that. This has been a very fun escape for me, and I'm very happy that you guys are willing to take your time to watch some of my videos and listen to me babble on and that sort of thing. So any which way, today, like I said, you guys have a great day, night, whenever. Keep your shaves clean, keep them wet. Later, guys.